In Beirut, a political earthquake is shaking Lebanon's fragile balance. The president has drawn a red line. No foreign hands, no armed factions outside the state. But his words cut straight to the heart of a decades-old alliance with Iran and to Hezbollah's very existence. Now, with US backing and a 2025 deadline to disarm the group, the stage is set for a showdown that could redefine Lebanon's sovereignty or ignite its next crisis. Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun has delivered a direct and public message to Tehran, warning that the country rejects any foreign interference in its domestic affairs. The remarks came during a meeting on August 13th with Ali Larijani, Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, whose visit follows the Lebanese government's landmark decision to disarm Hezbollah by the end of 2025. The cabinet's move, backed by the United States, seeks to establish a state monopoly on arms, fulfilling long-standing clauses of UN Security Council Resolution 1701 that ended the 2006 war between Hezbollah and Israel. The plan mandates the Lebanese army to develop and implement the disarmament framework, a move Hezbollah has denounced as a grave sin.
We reject any interference in our internal affairs. It is forbidden for anyone to bear arms and to use foreign backing as leverage. The friendship we seek with Iran must be with all Lebanese, not through one sect or component alone.
Aoun also stressed that Lebanon's relationship with Iran must be conducted through the state rather than through individual factions, signaling a shift from previous decades when Tehran often dealt directly with Hezbollah. While Larijani's visit was formally framed as a gesture of support for Lebanon, its timing underscores the deepening divisions between Beirut's new leadership and Tehran over Hezbollah's future role. The powerful Iran-aligned Shiite political and paramilitary group remains the only non-state actor permitted to hold arms since the end of Lebanon's civil war in 1990. The cabinet's approval of the US-backed roadmap has further heightened tensions, prompting walkouts by Hezbollah ministers and Shiite allies during last week's session. According to political sources, the plan, submitted by US envoy Tom Barrack, not only details steps for Hezbollah's disarmament, but also sets conditions for ending Israel's military operations in Lebanon and securing the withdrawal of Israeli forces from 5 positions in the south. Larijani's arrival in Beirut was met with a visible show of support from Hezbollah loyalists. Dozens gathered along the airport road, waving banners and chanting slogans, while the Iranian official briefly stepped from his convoy to greet them. Inside Beirut's political circles, however, the reception was more measured. Larijani's itinerary included meetings with Prime Minister Nawaf Salam and Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri, a longtime Hezbollah ally, alongside his talks with the president. Larijani said that Tehran does not interfere in Lebanese decision-making and that foreign countries should not give orders to Lebanon.
Foreign countries should not give orders to Lebanon. The Lebanese people are brave and can decide for themselves. Any decision taken by the Lebanese government that is in line with the resistance is respected by us. We do not interfere in your decision-making. Do not mix friend and enemy. As always, we recommend appreciating the value of resistance.
The backdrop to his visit is one of shifting regional dynamics. Over the past year, Iran and its axis of resistance, a network of allied armed groups including Hamas in Gaza and Yemen's Houthis, have suffered significant military and political setbacks. Hezbollah emerged from last year's war with Israel severely weakened. The conflict began in October 2023 when Hamas launched a cross-border assault into southern Israel, prompting Hezbollah to open a northern front. The ensuing hostilities lasted until a November 2024 ceasefire, but cost Hezbollah key leaders, major infrastructure, and a substantial portion of its arsenal. A month after the ceasefire, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was ousted, cutting off Hezbollah's principal overland supply route from Iran. This was followed by a wave of Israeli airstrikes in June 2025, targeting Iranian nuclear and ballistic missile facilities, with the United States briefly joining in to hit underground nuclear sites. The Lebanese government's disarmament initiative is seen by Washington and its allies as a means to consolidate Beirut's sovereignty and curb Tehran's influence. Critics within Lebanon, however, argue that the move could leave the country vulnerable to future Israeli aggression. Hezbollah has long maintained its arsenal is necessary to deter Israel, which occupied southern Lebanon until 2000 and continues to carry out airstrikes despite the ceasefire agreement. At the heart of the dispute is a question of national defense and political legitimacy. Supporters of the disarmament plan, including President Aoun, frame it as a long overdue step toward enforcing state authority over all armed actors and ending a parallel military structure within Lebanon's borders. The president has made clear that no political group should leverage foreign patronage to retain arms or political dominance. Joseph Aoun announced that
the Lebanese state and its armed forces are solely responsible for safeguarding all citizens.
Yet Hezbollah's position as both a political party and a military force complicates any attempt to dismantle its capabilities without risking instability. The group commands significant loyalty within the Shiite community and among segments of the broader Lebanese population, particularly those who credit it with resisting Israeli military campaigns in 2000 and 2006. Opinion polling in recent weeks suggests a divided public mood. While many Lebanese back the principle of a state-controlled defense apparatus, a substantial portion opposes disarming Hezbollah, citing concerns over the army's capacity to counter Israel. The situation is further inflamed by ongoing Israeli actions in southern Lebanon. Since the November ceasefire, Israel has violated the agreement more than 3,700 times, according to Lebanese authorities, through airstrikes, reconnaissance flights, and limited incursions. Israel maintains that its operations are responses to Hezbollah violations of the truce. Meanwhile, the Lebanese leadership insists the US-backed roadmap offers a path to extend and stabilize the ceasefire, provided both sides comply. Israeli officials have already signaled that they will take military action if Beirut fails to neutralize Hezbollah's arsenal. Larijani's visit also underscores Tehran's determination to keep Hezbollah armed, even as Iranian officials publicly claim they do not interfere in Lebanon's internal politics. The disarmament plan, therefore, sits at the intersection of domestic political reform and a broader regional power struggle involving Iran, Israel, the US, and their respective allies. For Beirut, the challenge will be to navigate between asserting sovereignty, avoiding armed conflict, and preventing a political rupture that could destabilize the fragile post-war order. Whether the Lebanese government can deliver on its 2025 disarmament target without sparking unrest remains the critical question, one that will likely define the country's security and foreign policy trajectory for years to come.